I'll give you a minute to look over the meeting minutes, otherwise I'll obtain a motion to approve the minutes if there's no changes that need to be made.
Looks good to me, so.
Motion second. Any further discussion? All those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Perfect. Ashton, the floor is yours.
Okay, so for the game time playground grant, so I met with one of the representatives from game time at Selfridge Park, and we just kind of went over the logistics of the grant, how it works, the playground, the site, everything. And he was asking, he was like, when they say that they want an inclusive park, our playground, do they mean ADA or do they mean, or not inclusive, ADA accessible playground? Do they mean ADA or do they mean inclusive? Because inclusive, there's a ramp. That's the difference. So like ADA, it's like technically like all playgrounds now are ADA, but if you want to be inclusive with the wheelchairs, stuff like that, then there's a ramp included. So we said with a ramp. That's what Adam and I told them. So he gave us, or before I get into that, I think I put it down here. Yeah, so this is the project that we talked about last month. So basically, if we did do the inclusive playground, which it would obviously be right here, we would need 2 sidewalks that led up to the playground, because then it's not inclusive if they have to wheel through grass to get to the playground, if that makes sense.
Right.
And then we'd still do the rubber mulch or something of that sort, because the poured in place is obviously a lot more money. But then there would be, I think they are, if I understood correctly, they're rubber mats that would lead up to the ramp, so then it's still accessible, it's easy to wheel across. So that's what he was talking about. So here are just 4 options of that are in the price range that we were thinking of spending. Oops, this is the overview of it. So this is the first one. Again, these are all inclusive, so they all have ramps on them. I wish I could give you like a 360 view of this, which would be super nice, but I can't. So this is the first one. This is the largest one. It is 70 by 75, so this is the largest one. This kind of, where I zoomed up here, it kind of gives you like an overview of what it looks like, since we can't really get that view from the other picture. It is obviously the largest, like I said, and it offers a bunch of different play features. Here's the next one. This one kind of goes more along with like the nature theme. It's just not as large. This one is 50 by, or 45 by 61. So this is the above view of this one. Same thing, I'm not going to read all these words of what it all includes, but you guys can just get the visual of what it looks like from above as well. Here is our next one. In colors, don't let that sway you, because we can make it whatever color we want. This one's 52 by 63, and again, I didn't mention this, these are all for the same age range, from 5 to 12 years old, so it doesn't matter which playground. This one's fun as well. It kind of goes along with the nature theme as well, with the little tree and stuff like that. It's just not as expansive as the first one. And then the last one here is 56 by 51, so it's about like 20 feet shorter than the first one we showed, or I showed. Here's the first view, and here is the view of the top of it as well. This one has more, a wider playing space. For me, I think my favorite out of all of them is the biggest one, because why would you not get a bigger one if it's the same one? That's how I feel.
Yeah, same exact thing.
Yeah.
We're all that brown and green.
Yeah.
Boom, we're done.
Yeah. And their accessibility, the rating is here too. So I think this one actually has the highest accessibility. This one's 6, and this one is 12. Yeah, so the blue one also has the highest accessibility. And the fall height is all different too on them as well. These are 8 feet, that's 5. So these ones are lower to the ground, 5 and 6, whereas these two are 8 feet high at the highest tall point. So this, what do you guys? I know I breezed through those.
First one.
First one,
Yeah, I mean, the first one, if we can get the right color scheme on it to, theme it out, I think it would be great.
Yeah, we would definitely go for like the green tones, not brown, but something of that sort to make it look nice and
That
match.
goes in the footprint where you wanted it, right?
What was
That
that?
fits in the footprint where you.
Yes, yeah. Oh, where is it at? Right here. So this is like where the spinning thing. I don't know what the name of the thing that spins. Yes. And then this is the general playground. So it was about like 70 by 115 or something of that sort. It's right here. So that one would fit the largest one, 70 by 70 or something.
So like fill it out nicely, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
be much.
You want to be impressed with that if you're putting all this into it.
I would say,
You're short on it. So,
Yeah, I don't want a tiny little guy.
I was just there yesterday and telling some mom that, we're getting home stuff next year, so she's, I don't want to look like a lion.
Well, based on that alone, then yes.
Yeah.
Good on that.
Okay, so that's good to know your guys' opinion then.
I like the amount of different things
Yep.
that one has. You can do so much.
Yeah,
You're not,
there's a lot.
There's
your
only
kid's not
one
getting
ramp,
bored
though.
for.
Yes, there is one ramp for the playground. Or no,
But that just gets you up.
yes.
Yeah, it just gets you up
Why
onto
do we
it,
need two
and then
sidewalks
there's,
if there's only one ramp?
I think that's just like the ADA standards is what I understood.
Makes
I,
sense.
yeah.
I don't know.
because
I
if you
can
only get
ver-
up from one spot and go down from one spot.
yeah, I don't know, I can
I'm just making
verify.
sure that there's
Yeah,
only one ramp.
yeah, I can verify to make sure that that's just what we have to do, or that's just what
Yeah,
I was told.
yeah.
Probably
The sidewalk
sidewalks
portion of
getting
it is-
to the rubber.
And
Yeah.
you know
Not
where you
necessarily
put it
the
so it
ramp.
lines up with the sidewalk, right?
Yeah, so I was talking to Adam and I asked, like, is that something that we could just include with the project that's already going on, just adding the 2 sidewalks in there? And he said, yeah, we could figure that out in some way. So then you're not doing the path, and then another separate time doing more concrete work, which would make sense.
Yeah, I would assume that it would just figure out where it's going and then do the
Yeah.
whole sidewalk all at once.
Yeah, so we have to figure that out. And then there are trees around that area too. 3 of them are dead, so they're going to be taken down no matter what. But some of them are like so close to the playground that it's unsafe if something were to happen. If the trees were to break, even I don't know if there was a storm, but one of the branches in Selfridge Park just broke.
It's just a giant old tree.
It's hollow. That one is hollow. Yeah.
I
So.
saw the one you're talking about. Yeah, it's just, I have one in
Yeah.
my yard like it that I have to have taken down.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just, they get big to the point where they can't hold their own weight anymore and
Yeah.
you gotta take them down.
Yeah, so some of the trees would have to be cut down, but 3 of them are already dead. And it's not like we would be chopping down all the trees in that area. It's just for a safety standpoint. So, just in case. And then also I learned, I haven't researched it yet because we're just in the beginning stages of all this, but he let me know there's actually a company in Rockford that will come and take your playground. They cut it at like the base, and then it goes to like an underprivileged country or somewhere where they don't have access to get a brand new playground. It gets refurbished, sent off to them. So it can't be reused in the US for like safety standards, but it can be used there. So they actually come for free and then cut it down, which I thought was interesting. I've never heard of it before.
Nice, that's saving a few bucks there.
Yeah, and then I talked to Alan, and then like DPW could take out like the foundation, the concrete where the poles were set in and stuff like that. So
How about these swings? What are we doing with them? Are we getting new swings and
that
placement a little better than where they currently are?
we could definitely talk about it. Yeah, that wasn't like specifically in this plan, but when Adam and I were looking at playground structures, like freestanding ones, there were swings in there too. So I'll write that down.
Yeah, it's
They're
not
a
a
little far
playground,
away.
it's not a playground without swings.
Right.
They're in a very
And then, yeah, it all needs to just be more,
centralized.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like this playground where everything is
yeah.
random.
Sporadic.
Yes.
But, I mean, we can, do that as we put it on video.
Yeah, so I'll mark it. So that's all I really had to say about this. Does anybody have any more comments or concerns or anything? I have to turn in the grant on Thursday. I just wanted to make sure I got everyone's blessing and I talked it over with you guys.
So we're gonna be taking out the skate park from where it is. That's gonna be the new parking lot, right?
So actually
Or is that,
this is like that
that's the
gravel.
gravel section right there,
Yes, this is
right?
gravel.
And then-
Whereas it's so hard to visualize. I need like Google Earth. So that's the gravel is right off the pond right here.
And then the skate park is just
skate
to
park's
the
like
left.
behind it,
Yeah,
to the-
behind that. Well, from the picture I'm looking at right
yes, it looks different here, yes.
It would be to the left a little bit. I
Yeah,
was just wondering, is that just gonna stay there for a while?
for now it will.
Well, right, but
Yeah.
once we get started, doesn't get used a whole lot longer anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I saw one kid use it the other day, so I was
I was just with a bunch of kids yesterday, actually. So,
like, did you?
yeah, to
Nice.
my kid and one of his friends. But I was just wondering if the equipment was gonna still have room there, be able to be moved to the side, or if it was gonna be put in storage for a while. or-
From what I understood, it can stay there for now, since we're only doing half of the parking lot. So
So
it shouldn't
basically,
be
the
affected.
parking lot that's getting done is just up to that point, basically, then. Okay.
The
Yeah.
plan is still to move it to Barlow, right?
Eventually, yeah.
It's someday, yes. I don't think there's like a
They're not set up a
specific,
timeline. that's
yes,
it.
not a time. Yeah,
I had other ideas while I was skating.
So the warming shelter in the house there, is that still in pretty decent condition?
yeah, it's not,
Like, we don't want to put this brand new piece of equipment in that looks amazing and then have a warming shelter. It's just,
I mean, I was just there yesterday. We just locked it up, so I wasn't able to go in.
right.
But from the outside, I think it still looks
Still
good.
good.
I mean, I think a little cleanup and
it definitely needs like some general maintenance, but I don't
a
think
little
it
cleanup
looks.
and a new roof or something, and I think it
Yeah,
Okay.
would look fine.
Good.
It
yeah,
doesn't look like it's.
Because I anticipate that park will start seeing significant
yeah.
usage, right, when this goes in,
Mhm.
right? So I want to make sure that's kept too.
Yeah, and Steve, the custodian for the city, he actually started cleaning the parks on Mondays, and he was doing a really good job with cleaning them like more than they were before. So it was nice to see that as well. The windows got cleaned, cobwebs got cleaned up, stuff like that. So
Great, thank you.
Especially that park.
what was that?
Especially that park.
Yes.
Spiders love the water.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, they do. Yeah, so that's it for that one.
Great.
I don't need any, that was basically just getting your opinion, so. On to the, the budget. So basically, Adam's better at talking about all this than I am, but Christine and I sat down, the senior activity director and I sat down, and just kind of brainstormed of what we wanted to see next year for programming. This isn't like, this is exactly what's gonna happen, but this is what we want to happen, and there can be more too. There's programs that don't have a cost to them, stuff like that, where it wouldn't be listed on here. But, so we came up with the programming list, and that obviously includes youth all the way to seniors. And what I was talking about before the meeting started, there's not, I guess, a like specific percentage of like who has the most programming, but that's definitely something I can do or look into and normally it's more youth-based. Like right now I guess I have more adult programming, but this summer all I basically have is his youth programming and whatnot. So I've never thought of it in a percentage way, but that's a good way to think about it, and that I can put that into my practice in building out programs and making sure all of the needs are met through all of the different age types and stuff like that. So good point. And then I included our training and travel for both Christine and I. The WASC is the Wisconsin Association of Senior Centers. That's their conference, and the WPR is the Wisconsin Park and Recreation Association conference. There's only two annual conferences for both of us in Wisconsin, and I think they're really important to go to just build my knowledge in parks and recreation. And then this spring training, that was actually done in Oshkosh. And I went to that this year, and I thought it was super beneficial, so I did add that back into next year's budget, if you're wondering what that is. It was a spring training on special events, specifically, and programming in the city. The utilities you see here, Adam and Mandy knew more about that, but basically they didn't know what the utilities were going to be in this building prior to it not being used. So that changed a bit. They had the meeting last week or 2 weeks ago, and it sounded like the council was pleased with what we put together and how detailed we were with where we could get funding from for grants and stuff like that, and just programming in general. Obviously in parks and recreation that hadn't been done due to the fact that there just wasn't programming done. And then the senior center side of things, it wasn't done before, so they were pleased with that, and we're happy to see it broken down. And then also just providing more for the community when it comes to programming. So is there any specific questions you guys have for me, or that you guys would like to see added, or?
Somebody very excited for children's cooking classes.
Oh, I'm super excited. So I actually, I don't know where it came, it just like popped in my head one day, and I was like, you know what would be so cool is to get, I was talking to Jen Rentelman at Jay's Barbecue, and I just emailed her one day, and I was like, what do you think about this? And like, would you be willing to partner with me, and maybe we can whip up a kids cooking class? And obviously right now they're going through their ramping up the business and everything. But this would be obviously a next year program, so I'm really excited for that one. If it works out in her schedule, and I would still do it whether or not she's able to or not. But yeah, I'm super excited about that. So yeah, so we never did anything for 4th of July, and dependent on fireworks and all of that. If the fireworks are on 4th of July, Adam and I talked about doing more than just fireworks. So I don't mind being here on 4th of July. It's a fireworks show, and that's what I go to do anyway, so I don't mind it at all. So I think it would be fun to add something rather than just the fireworks, which was very exciting too. And the tree lighting, it's the idea that we were talking about last meeting, and how it'd be really cool to do it, but it's just has not been planned or anything of that sort yet. Maybe just a next year project, not for this year Dickens. But yeah, so there's a lot of fun ideas in there. There's more to come too. That was just a kind of like a rough sketch of what we would like to see next year. So
A disc golf program?
I
Put in the AT pens and stuff.
Yes, I actually, someone asked me about that when it comes to disc golf, and then what else was it? Or basketball, like specific, like a league or something of that sort.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's
know
different
how-
ways of doing it.
Yeah, you're smarter when it comes to disc golf.
I've tried a few times to get a league
Yeah.
in Ripon. It was a long time ago, but most of the people that want a league type experience go elsewhere for it, rather than a pitch and putt
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
park course, myself included.
Could
So,
we, like maybe if we did.
so
like
what I was thinking, like, I mean, it is possible, like, to maybe do something with the senior center
Yeah,
and, or, or something for kids, or, both. There's many different ways of
And
doing
there's
that
a-
as well.
Interest in learning it too, maybe, right?
Yeah,
Like an
that's what I mean, like,
introduction.
we could do something at the senior center.
It's a great way to start out. right?
Yeah.
Learn disc golf day.
Yeah,
That's all I do.
Come on out and, you get this.
yeah,
There's different ways to do it. You can just have some borrowed discs, and you borrow this, turn it back in when you're done. I've got, enough for a few people probably.
yeah.
Hanging around, or, we could do it, there's, box events from all the different manufacturers where, you pay per, you buy a pre-made player pack, and it comes with some discs, and then you just, you run out your event however you wanna run it. You can run it as an ace race, or a birdie bash type thing, or a full-on event. There's, I think we need to have some disc golf.
Yeah, no, that's.
I think our-
Yeah.
Easiest draw would probably be to work with the senior center and maybe do a senior event of some sort. I think that would be pretty cool. This is a good course to do like an ace race at. You shorten all the holes to, like 100 feet. You just take one shot, and if you make an ace, you get some points, or if you at least hit the basket, you get a point. That's what
Yeah.
I'm doing this coming weekend actually,
Oh,
is
cool.
an ace race.
Yeah, and then also along with that, as I was thinking when you were talking, if I had even just disc golfs here, or disc golf, discs,
Equipment.
I don't know why I said disc golfs, discs here to like rent out, like if someone doesn't wanna buy equipment, or if they don't have equipment, like having it available here, sign them out and go
Yeah.
play around at the disc golf course. I know that's not specifically programming, but I just thought of that as you were talking.
No, I mean, that's
Make it available.
programming related, I feel like.
Yeah,
So I'd be curious to see, because I know at one point there were roundup dollars available for park and rec that come off your utility bill, right?
yes.
Your water bill, and you're able to round up, and those dollars come to the park and rec. If we need equipment, those kind of things, we certainly could, I think, could dip into
Yeah.
that without affecting our budget, make sure that we have an adequate supply of equipment here that we can use. So
Yeah.
I would think, start looking at that.
Yeah. Yeah, Karen was actually just talking to me about the roundup. And I didn't know that you did that. And so she told me about it. She's like, maybe if you post it on Facebook and you can just let people know for, I know a lot of people like me, I don't pay with paper. So you may not see it, it just automatically gets taken out of your account. So, just so people, to make people aware about it.
You can also talk to the library and see if they will check out.
Oh.
Because we have like pickleball now in
Yeah.
Neenah. You can check out the people.
They have lots of different libraries and.
And they're
libraries.
open, so,
Yeah.
so you wouldn't have to stay open to check out a set on the weekend, right? The library's open.
Yes.
I'm sure they're very with that. Tell her I said so.
Yeah, they have the snowshoeing there.
Yeah, they do. They have a lot.
And our system has stuff too, so like you can get it shipped to your library.
Right,
and
yes.
Use, check it out.
Mhm.
Your local stores.
Yeah. Good points. Thanks for the suggestions. Is there anything else that you guys want to see for programming that you're like, oh, I really wish my kid or myself or my grandchild or anybody could get involved with?
I mean, to come in with essentially nothing before to have 24 programs this year.
Yeah,
It's
pretty full.
a good start, right?
Pretty full already.
I think it's content,
The
right?
disc golf can even be can be an indoor winter activity, and putting leagues, where you just have some baskets inside, and you need about 40 feet of room, and you need to then have probably some sheet, you should hang like a sheet behind the basket or something, so, so that, for the misses.
Yeah.
So they don't
I
walk
don't
on
think
walls,
I've
but,
never heard of that.
yeah,
Like a gym or something.
yeah, in a gym, or I actually am hoping to talk to Dave down in Coast. Maybe do something in his new event space that he's got coming, because people like to drink.
Now we don't have Royal Ridges.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't really want to know.
This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. Okay. Oh, the 2024 park fee review, so actually, it's basically all the same, but I did add, it wasn't on there. Normally the diamonds aren't, whoever rents them are the leagues, or the club and the softball leagues that have been renting it forever, where we have the agreement with them where they don't pay. But if there is a group that comes in, I did put the fees on here just in case. And then like the soccer field, Princeton used it this past month and that wasn't on there either. So I just added that on there. Adam also added the nonprofit charge for rentals because that was never decided after our meeting. So he just put that on there. Then the only thing that I noticed before the meeting is for the deposit. So we actually, instead of, I think I might have told you guys, but instead of charging a deposit up front, if there's damages afterwards, then they get a $50 damage fee charged to their account or to their, whatever it is, mailed to them. Because basically, most times, since I've been here, we've never had an issue with damage after rental. Like normally people leave it pretty nice. So every time you're returning the $50 deposit, and there's a lot of rentals and that's a lot of processing up at City Hall, so it made it easier to just, if there was damage, to put that in at the end of the rental if need be. And I didn't have to charge anybody, so that's the way we're doing it now. So I do have to tell Adam about that or remind him. So that's it for that. Other than that, nothing else was changed. If you guys are still fine with the numbers that are.
Do we need to approve on that, or is that something council approve?
I mean,
You have a recommendation that we-
since nothing's basically changed,
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
updated it and put numbers where they're supposed to be.
yes.
If we need approval, just let us know.
Okay, will do. Okay, back up here. Okay, so the programming update, I went to, Max and I, the intern, we went to the National Night Out on Sunday for the police department. What you were talking about were the library, you can rent out yard games, that's what I did. I just went to the library, and I got a bunch of outdoor yard games, so we put those out there. And I just had a booth of Max and the seniors and I, we all worked together and put together little fall foam kits so that kids could just take them and leave. And the kits, we didn't realize that they all came like on like sheets. You had to put them together yourself. I didn't know that. So it took quite a while. So like I said, the seniors helped out, Max helped out, everybody helped out in making them for the kids for Sunday. So it ended up working out awesome. The lantern walk, the library is putting on next month. So they asked if I could do something along with them. So I'm going to do sunshine cookies. So the kids get to decorate a cookie in a sunshine pattern if they wish, I guess. So yeah, we're doing that in November. I'm sure you guys have all seen it. I started the Get Fit 5K training program leading up to the Run Santa Run 5K. So I partnered with SSM Health. They sponsored it, and basically for a whole month they get a training schedule. I wish I popped it up here. There's a training schedule for 3 days a week, and then every Wednesday we meet here, and SSM is doing a presentation, a 30 to 45-minute presentation on one of the topics, like meal planning, snack planning, stretching, resistance training, that kind of stuff. And then after there's a exercise put on by one of the local, like Tracy from the yoga studios doing a 30-minute yoga practice. I talked to, it's not Horsepower, it's the new gym down at the old Workhorse, yeah, something like that. So I talked to them, and her and her husband, they'd like to do a 30-minute workout as well, just a full body with no equipment. Just so it's very many different bodies are able to do it, and they all have modifications and everything like that. So that would be fun. At the very end, everybody gets a t-shirt, and everybody likes t-shirts. So that's fun. And then as well, it leads up to the 5K. which is on December 2nd. I have not put the flyer out yet because I'm just verifying sponsorship. But it's the Run Santa Run 5K. So I'm doing it the Saturday morning of Dickens. So at 8 a.m. is when it's going to start. We're going to have Santa sending the runners off. Santa's already coming for Dickens, and he's going to be there all day. So he's like the most real Santa I've ever seen in my life, and it's super cool. So, so we're doing that as well. The freezer meals I was talking about earlier. Hello, Adam. Hey. We've had awesome participation. The last one of the year is November 6th, I think is the date, and there's still 5 spots open for that. The police department and Lindsay and Bill reached out to me just last week, and we are working together to do a house decorating competition for around Dickens. So tomorrow I'm meeting with Lindsay and Max to go over the logistics of that. So it'll be fun. In December, I'm going to do the letters to Santa. I have to get a Santa mailbox. I have to figure out what I'm going to do for that. And basically, kids get to drop off their Santa letter. We'll have a bunch of different templates so that not all the letters are the same. If they're going to like the same family, for example, and then they'll be sent out to the kids before Christmas with just a little special letter from Santa. I used to get them all the time as a kid, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
I don't know where they came from, but I remember
Yes. Yeah, so we're doing that. Tracy from Lotus Roots wants to do yoga for the remainder of the year. So we're working in some logistics for that. I was talking to Jamie. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Today at Barlow Park Elementary, and I was asking for when their gym availability is open for a potential drop-in pickleball. So we were talking, and instead of doing like a introductory course, we thought maybe we just open up to just a drop-in program, just to start off to see how much. Obviously, there's a lot of interest for pickleball, but their available dates are basically weekends. So then we talked about potentially a Sunday like afternoon drop-in pickleball league over at Barlow Park. So that's in the works. Just talked to her today about that as well. And then just working on some holiday craft programs with Carolyn, who did the fall program with me earlier, the Fall into Fun event. So that's just a short programming update. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Program.
Great, any questions or question on that? Park and Recreation Director report.
Yeah, I've said everything, but the last thing is we're looking into just to see how much it would be to replace the wood chips out in the playgrounds. I talked to 2 businesses today who supply rubber mulch about costs and whatnot, and actually one of them sent me an estimate right before our meeting, and for all of the playgrounds with the square footage that I put together, if every single one got rubber mulch, it's around $32,000 for that.
Oh, actually,
yeah,
I was
so
expecting a lot bigger number there.
yeah, so that's for that specific brand. There actually is one I've never heard of it. It's called Jelly Bean mulch. It is not tire mulch. It's actually, I'll bring up the description because where's it at? He just emailed it to me. Jelly Bean. There it is. Okay. So this is. That's not. Here's their website. So it's actually, I'm struggling here because I keep clicking on the wrong thing. I apologize. It's made out of floor tiles, which sounds odd. I have the description here if it wants to load. It's a latex free and contains no harmful VCOs. It's not tire mulch. It is made from floor tiles and they somehow separate it into pieces. And I've never heard of mulch like this. This is what it looks like. So it's more expensive than rubber mulch, but I just looked into it to see what our options are. I think like per square foot, it's, not per square foot, per something, it was like $50 more than rubber mulch. I forgot what he said on the phone earlier today, but that's something I'm looking into too, just to see. And also I'm breaking it, this one I broke it down by park, because we were talking, and obviously we may not be able to just do them all at once. And if we do like a playground at a time and replace the wood chips, that might be an option too, to make it more cost effective and then just slowly do it too. So there's a lot of options. So I just started looking into that today actually, or yesterday.
I actually do like the idea of latex free. My wife actually has latex allergies.
Yeah, that's
So
what,
regular rubber mulch can sometimes cause like
yeah,
irritation.
yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, so that was definitely interesting. I didn't realize that it contained latex till today, so.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
natural rubber contains
Yeah.
latex.
Mm-hmm. So.
So do bananas, kiwis.
What?
So do bananas and kiwis.
Yeah, so that's about it for the director's report. I basically said everything else.
Okay. Any project updates?
Basically the Murray Park Trail, I already talked about it before the meeting, but that was completed. The seeding got done last week. Max and I did paint the tennis courts too. It's not absolutely perfect due to the fact that there's cracks all over, but we did our best with what we had to work with. So I think it turned out pretty nice for what there was before. Right, there was nothing, you couldn't see the lines anymore. So, so yeah, I was talking to Alan, and we were saying that Ceresco, that basketball court, and up here too, the lines are fading as well. So we'll look into those options as well. So, yeah, that was about it for the projects.
All right, any suggestions for the agenda for the next meeting? If you do have any, please feel free to reach out to Ashton about that and address that. And then, do we have a meeting scheduled for next time, or are we kind of just going to do the same route where
If that's
we can get
okay
together?
with you
Yeah, it
guys.
seems to be kind of best.
Yeah, I think it works out, because then it's nice to see what works out best for you guys. Because technically they're on Wednesdays, but the Tuesday worked out for you guys better. So it's nice to get your guys' opinion on it.
Anything else for the good of the group? Otherwise, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
One second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We out.